Hello students, today we will discuss about summarize Issac Asimov's views on mechanical classroom in the year 2155. The Fun They Had is scientific fantasy in which Issac Asimov has presented his vision of the school. 2157 in the school of 22nd century teaching was performed by computer-like robots with vast information stores. 13 years old Tommy had 11 years old Margie. Were the children of this mechanical school. They read stories on computer screen and learned their lessons through machine teacher. The teacher came to school daily except Saturday and Sunday. The school was at home next to Margie's bedroom. First set the school time. In this school the parents set the school time. The school was not far away, and so the students did not have to drive or walk every far to learn their lessons. This saved time as well as money. Every child had an individual teacher. If there was any problem with any student, the student concerned was checked by a machine known as county inspector. It was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. The mechanical teacher was adjusted to the fit and mind of each boy and girl it taught. Each child had to be taught differently. The lessons were fitted in the machines according to the average year level of a student. Each child was given homework and tests. The children had to put their homework and test papers into the slot of television. The mechanical teacher checked them and calculated the marks in no time. The teaching performed by mechanical school was very fast and systematic. Next, the children disappointed. Unfortunately, the children, especially Margie, was very much disappointed with her mechanical school. She hated her school because it was not fun for her. Children generally love fun and company, but in the mechanical school they had to sit alone. They were taught by a machine teacher who had no feelings and no emotions. Children in this school were not allowed to play, walk and sit with their friends. They did not respond to their lessons like human beings. For instance, if there was any humorous lesson, they did not laugh. They missed social relationship. There was no motivation, no inspiration as is provided by teaching through human teachers. Students learned communications and proper behavior, but they were unable to learn values. They did not have the fun of sharing and learning with friends. Thus, the essay The Fun They Had clearly presents Asimov's views on mechanical school. Through the essay, he intends to warn us against the excessive dependence of the modern people on the mechanical system of teaching in schools. Schooling through computer machines can no doubt develop the personal talents of the children, but it cannot develop their overall personality. It cannot teach them values which enable the children to develop as good human beings. The children taught in mechanical schools may be well informed individuals, but they may not turn out to be very useful social beings. In short, the writer emphasized the need of the schools of old days. Mechanical school and computers are good enough to give knowledge and information, but schools and school teachers are the best medium for the complete development of children's personality. Margie wrote in the diary today Tommy found a real book when Tommy was 13. He found this book, which was quite old, in the attic of his house. Tommy had Margie found the words funny to read. Still, instead of moving as on a screen, Tommy found it a wastage of time to go through the book. What a television screen could show a million books on it. Hence, in the modern times, Tommy and Margie used their television as a book. Margie told Tommy that they hated school. मार्गी ने बताया टॉमी को कि वो स्कूल से नफरत करती है. द मैकेनिकल टीचर हैड बीन गिविंग हर टेस्ट आफ्टर टेस्ट इन जोग्राफी एंड शी हैड बीन डूइंग बोर्ड्स एंड वर्ड्स until her mother had shaken their head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. From the conversation between Margie and Tommy, we learned that the system of schooling in their times was different from that of ancient time. We are informed that in modern time there were no special building. There was a school room in every house where kids were given lessons. There were mechanical teachers. The students were checked by a machine known as county inspector. A round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with drills and wires. Margie hated most was the slot where she had to put homework and test papers. She always had to write them out in a punch code they made her learn when she was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the mark in no time. Then Margie and Tommy talked about old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Centuries ago, Margie told Tommy that in ancient times they had a teacher who was a man. Tommy was surprised. A man? How could a man be a teacher? This teacher told the boy and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. Margie asked Tommy how man could be as a smart teacher as a television. Tommy told that a man could be smart as much his father was. So when Margie told that she would not allow a stranger to come to her house and teach, Tommy told her that in ancient times schools had special buildings and kids went there to learn their lessons. Hence, ancient system of schooling was different from the modern system. In ancient times, kids received education from teachers in human form. After finishing her work, Margie began to read the old book. She thought about those schools where her grandfather used to receive his education as a kid. The kids of the neighborhood went laughing and shouting together. They received lessons together in the same room and in the evening returned home together. In olden days, kids were fortunate to learn together. They did their homework together and helped one another in doing it. In fact, they were more fortunate to learn their lessons from human teachers than the modern kids who learn their lessons from mechanical teachers. The fun they had a very interesting, important work of piece of science fiction. It warns us against the excessive dependence of the modern people on the mechanical schools, television, computers, and other machines are no doubt fast and accurate sources of learning and teaching, but they cannot be fully trusted with all around development of children. Motivation and inspiration as provided by teaching through book and human teachers are also essential for the mental and physical growth of children. Tommy and Margie liked the old system of school education. In old age, all the children had access to a school building. There they could laugh, shout, and play in the schoolyard. They could sit together in the classroom and go home together at the end of the day. They learned the same things so they could help one another in doing homework and discuss difficult questions. Teachers and examiners were also human beings who understood child psychology and taught in an interesting way. Students in such schools learned communications and proper behavior.